Hello, everybody, and welcome to a TBO. It was originally going to be a TBO-ness, so you may hear that at the beginning of this podcast. Essentially, me and Dan recorded this on the 12th of the 4th, 2022, and it got delayed, and delayed, and delayed, and delayed, and I have now finally had the time to edit it and release it. And yeah, other stuff came out. Moon Knight finished, Doctor Strange came out, so listen to those reviews and TBOs. Go back and listen to our other ones. If you want to listen to us talk about Destiny 2, just listen to our TFEs. We've been playing it a lot. But yeah, this is just our roundup review of the campaign missions, some side missions, and whatnot. And it's just our general thoughts and how we thought about the game and the new DLC, which is now not new. But yeah. We hope you enjoy, and I'll let past me take it from here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a TBO-ness. This one's Destiny 2, the campaign, and maybe some other stuff, because I only really did the campaign.
Yeah, pretty much. I did the same thing as well. I haven't had time to do the raid yet.
End game content.
Yeah, we haven't done any end game content. Or Grandmaster
I've done
Nightfalls.
maybe like 2 end game things, but only like 2 missions from it. So we're going to be mainly focusing on the story and the experience that we had.
Yes, and also my dog is doing something mad downstairs, so my door's vibrating like crazy.
Well, no one can hear that, Dan, so just move on. Anyway, so let's start. What do you think overall of this DLC?
Overall, I think it's fantastic. I actually think this could possibly be the best Destiny DLC they've ever released. And that may sound controversial, but that is quite a universal opinion at this point. It's definitely up there with Taken King and Forsaken. I think the reason why Taken King and Forsaken is sort of held higher than the Witch Queen isn't so much that they were better, but they helped lift Destiny out of a worse state.
I still think Taken King.
But what's your reason for that? Because I think the story is better. The story's better on Witch Queen.
I think the content is better from the Taken King. I haven't played it in a while, but it's the one that I remember the solidest, and it's the one that I had the nostalgia for. I'm not saying this one's bad. I'm just saying I really enjoyed Taken King.
Yeah,
because that was in a point where Destiny had very.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think those Forsaken and Taken King are weighted higher because what was around it was a lot worse. As much as people complain about Beyond Light, it wasn't.
Again, but I could say the same thing for this one after Beyond Light.
Beyond Light wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as Destiny-based
I played. Out of a game that I've put hundreds of hours into, I played 14 hours of Beyond Light.
Well, if that was you, I didn't play that much. I played a lot more than that. I think I spent well over 100, maybe 200 hours since Beyond Light release.
I couldn't. I could not. I just could not gel with that DLC.
And to be honest, I still think, for my personal taste, Beyond Light has the best music. I love the music track of Beyond Light.
I did not spend enough time with it to care. I still just remember the Taken King's music, and that is great. But we're not here to talk about those. We're here to talk about the new one, The Witch Queen, where it's got about 8 total missions.
Yes, and he also released...
spread across 16 actual chapters, because they wanted to make you go and learn some story stuff, where you run to a viewing podium hundreds of miles away on the map, and then run all the way back.
Yes, but also they added the legendary variant for this campaign mission, which I think...
very, very welcomed addition.
Yeah, it's a lot better having that additional difficulty. It made everything feel a lot more worth it.
Well, I found that Destiny's had this issue of the light level is so high that everything is so easy to kill.
Yeah, and I think campaign missions previously weren't capped. So if you were like 50 light levels above what was recommended, you would blaze through it.
You couldn't, yeah. And it was just like, well, okay, we'll just bang, bang, bang. And as the light level keeps, because we're up to like, what are we, 1560 max light level? 1565?
Yeah, 1560 is the max your loot can be.
Yeah, so we're like getting dangerously high to like just god level at this point, where you can pretty much just one-shot enemies. So the additional legendary difficulty does make it a lot more challenging and a lot more fun, because from going from the legendary difficulty and then having mates who wanted to play on normal difficulty, the challenging like the missions that I found the most challenging, I blitzed through
Yeah, it's so much easier.
on
I
normal.
specifically remember the sniper boss
Yes.
because that boss is so
I don't think I
difficult
played that.
in Legendary.
Oh no, I did do that one because I had my
That one was so difficult. I think some people, of course, some people better than us have done it, but it took us a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to find very fine margins on how to survive that.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying I'm great at this. I was kind of like, oh yeah. Well, look, I'm stubborn. I'll stick with the guns that I have, and I'll stick with the swords and the weapons that I have and I like. I won't play around. I don't like hand cannons, I don't like shotguns, and I don't like rocket launchers. So I will stick with my scout rifle, assault rifle, a bow. But I haven't been getting bows. That's the one thing I found in this game. I have not been getting a bow.
I think that there's been no Witch Queen bows, but there has been seasonal bows.
Yeah, I haven't even been getting old bows. That's the annoying thing.
No,
It's like,
no, it's
oh,
true.
you have-
I think I've only recently got the new season bows.
I've had
And I
nothing.
do want to
I
talk
haven't
about
had
the
a
season,
single
but
bow.
we'll get onto that.
Yeah. But yeah, so jumping around from like having a challenging game mode where it was actually challenging to like survive solo, and the achievement of, I will say, the Elden Ring of Destiny 2 campaigns. Because
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
topical.
it's not quite as difficult as Elden Ring, but it was definitely up there. Some
No.
missions.
But there's a difficulty to it. And my stubbornness of just using the same stuff over and over again, not min-maxing my light and everything.
You also had
Like, I forgot.
limited dies as well. You couldn't just keep dying.
Yeah, if you had friends with you, or if you were doing it solo, you could die once. If you had friends with you, you could revive each person. Well, you had one revive each.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge, and especially if your friends were lower light level and you were dragging them through a hard campaign.
Yeah, I think I discovered while doing that legendary mission, the easiest numbers too. I always found
Yes,
it
'cause
easier
you
to do it
each-
2 people than it is with 3.
Well, it's because most of the time the same person who died first will die again, and so you won't have the ability to revive after that person dies twice.
Yeah,
Because you'll burn through. So
I think the more people there are, the more likely people are to die. But at the same time, if you're by yourself, if you just die once, then it's over.
it also scales it up to also make it harder when you have 3 people. Because I found
It
that
does, yes, you're right.
when you joined, I was kind of being able to do it solo. But then when you joined, the same things that I was doing weren't doing as much. So
Yeah,
It
it
does scale
definitely
it.
is. It was a lot more difficult. That was a new thing they added, actually. And why a lot of the
which
end
is-
game content
I liked it,
got more
but it
difficult.
was frustrating when I was sort of just blitzing through people, and then as soon as my friends joined, I was like, oh god damn it, now I can't just blitz through them. It makes this so much more difficult. But what was your favorite mission out of the Arrival, the Investigation, the Ghost, the Communion, the Mirror, the Cunning, the Last Chance, and the Ritual?
I think the communion was my
remember?
favorite one on the Europa.
Which one's that? Is that the one
It's the
where we
Cabal
go
one.
to the? Yeah, it's the one you go to the pyramid.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that
and you
boss
go
fight.
But it's the one where you
There's like
run
3 jammers,
to
and you got.
disable. Yeah, yeah.
I really enjoyed
I
that
really
mission.
did it. I've done. So I basically did the first 4 missions like 5 times
Yeah,
because basically my experience with this was we started it off. I was doing it solo. Then you got stuck and you needed help, so I jumped on in yours. And then our other friends bought the DLCs and joined us, and then they wanted to play it, so I then had to go back and join them so that they could do it. And then we realized that people who were playing it didn't have the DLCs and only could play the first 2 missions. So we were having to play it for them to do it, and then they bought it, and then they had to do it again because they were doing it on your one. So then I did it like 5 times at the beginning.
yeah. I feel like if you keep doing it that quickly, it can very quickly become boring.
Yeah. It wasn't
And
boring.
tedious.
It was just like there's the shitty one where you get the ghost, you get the wizard with the light, and then she spawns 2 knights, and they
Yes,
like
on the second
you're
mission.
in the middle of and it's just tediously long. And I know it's probably because I was using using probably not. I don't think I had mods at that point because I forgot about mods.
Yes, yeah.
I was getting shitty blues most of the time, so I was just not. I was just trying to get my light level up, so I was just swapping to things. I wasn't actually min-maxing everything to like Because I always struggle to get the upgrade modules. Like I don't know how, but everyone else seems to get loads, and I just seem to get none.
Oh yeah, I think I'm max again still, but because I don't use them anymore because I'm now max light level. So they're basically
Yeah, but
pointless.
even then, even when I'm max light level, I still don't get them. Like I just somehow just don't get them, and then I end up spending a lot of like resources trying to get them, and then I just burn through them again.
Or then you can't buy any attendant shards because you just spent all your resources on.
And then I can't upgrade my masterwork, my fucking exotic piece of armor, because I have to.
Oh yeah,
need to go
masterwork
back
and
and do-
exotic is so much. It's so much material.
They have changed guns though. It's a lot easier to upgrade. Like
Oh yeah,
guns.
masterwork guns is basically nothing. I can do that instantly whenever I want.
Yeah, it used to be challenging, and now it's not.
But
It's
talking
just
about
like,
guns,
okay, cool.
I want to talk very quickly about how this DLC has now added my favorite gun into the game. I love using
What, your
so much.
exotic?
The Osteostriga, the exotic
exotic one?
SMG.
See, I tried that. I wasn't a big fan.
It's better with a catalyst because on the
I had the catalyst.
well, the Osteostriga.
Oh no, wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. No,
I was going to say, I'm sure you don't
What is
because
the
it's
catalyst?
really expensive. You have to use 3 ascendant alloys.
No, I haven't got that then.
Yeah, what's cool about that is when you do multi-kills, it will release like a shockwave of damage. Also, if you do multi-kill headshots, it will add more ammo to the magazine of the gun, but it's not limited to the max magazine. So you can have like 100 bullets in the magazine and just keep killing things constantly. And it's so much fun to use. I love it so much. And I do actually think SMGs are better on PC than they are on console.
Maybe.
From my experience.
See,
Because I remember when I played Destiny on PS4, I hated SMG so much.
I loved it. I love SMGs. I have an SMG as my secondary.
Yeah, when I was on
auto rifle was my secondary.
when I was on PS4, the 2 guns I hated the most were SMGs and hand cannons.
I just generally hate hand cannons, shotguns, and rocket launchers. All the things that you need for PvP.
I do like my Gouger Horn as well.
I don't care about the Gallahorn. I know it's Destiny's like symbolic weapon, but I do
It's
not care
good though.
about
It is very
at
good
all.
for card control.
See, I like the Black Talon. That's my sword, and I'm sticking with that because I love it so much. It looks cool, and you can throw fucking blades.
Isn't
and
the Black Talon quite weak?
It's pretty much all well-rounded. It's got like decent impact, decent swing speed, decent charge rate, decent guard resistance, decent guard efficiency, decent guard endurance. Like it's pretty decent. It does high damage as well.
I've never really understood the point of an exotic sword because legendary swords do just the same amount of damage, pretty much.
It's just the perk on it. It's just the fact that you can basically throw it as a. But then they've added that to other swords now, so you don't necessarily do it.
Yeah, I think there's actually
I've
a
got my-
legendary one that has it.
Oh yeah, I've got the Temptation Hook that has it.
Yeah, there you go.
So basically, you can launch projectile attacks. It makes it very easy though, because I was just couldn't use other exotics because I was always using my sword, and so now having that one, it means I can swap from having a heavy exotic to having other exotics in other places. So I can run my Dead Man's Tail scout rifle, which has a nice perk to it. But I got that before the DLC, so I got that from Beyond Light. So
Also, another interesting gun was the Parasite gun. I don't know if you've actually done that quest yet.
no, I don't think I have. I haven't done many gun.
Do you care about knowing what the gun does, or
No, go for it. Go for it.
every time you get a kill with that weapon or without the weapon doesn't matter. So it's a heavy weapon. If you get kills with just primary guns, you will get a stacked buff, and it's kind of an unlimited buff. And then the higher buff you get, the more damage it does with the gun.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's a grenade launcher, but it only has about 7 ammo in it. But you can do like a huge amount of damage just by killing loads of ads beforehand.
Okay.
I've not actually tested it really in sort of big boss fights.
Yeah. See, something I haven't tested is the new Void class because I don't run Void a lot of the time. So I was
Oh
sticking
yeah,
with
the
Solar.
Void class. Yeah, that happened. I do like it. I actually, well, to be honest, I don't think it's really changed much from the last Void class. I like the fact
Well-
I can. It's a less. It's now if you want the Ward
You
of
can
Dawn
choose.
for the
Yeah,
Titan
you
class.
can choose what you.
Yeah, but the difference is it lowers your cooldown time. Whereas
Right.
previously it was like 10 minutes for the cooldown time, and now it's 6 minutes.
Yeah. See, I just stuck with Solar for most of this, even though there was the Void, because all my stuff that I like my wings, my chest piece that has the wings on it. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. They're solar, and I like the ability to charge my healing whilst dropping down. I'm just a run up and jump kind of person. Drop down, get my health back.
Well, there is a healing mechanism in Void. You can get
Yeah,
a fragment called Devour.
It would mean that I'd have to change up. If I do it, I will do it Wings of Sacred Dawn is the chess piece. But my issue is it with I was running when I played Destiny 1, I was running Void, because there was the healing ability, and I had my Red Death, my sniper rifle that gave me healing, and the grenades gave you healing, and load everything like the punch gave you healing. So I was basically just a walking like health pack to myself. So I could just literally just shoot stuff, health pack, punch stuff, health pack. So I was really difficult to kill because I had really high resistance, really high everything else. I'd min-maxed everything to the stats. And there's just nothing like that in Destiny 2.
Well, there's something.
So
there is something similar. With...
There's a hand cannon. Yes, I know.
No. I mean, on the Void class, it's called Devour, and whenever you pick up Orb of Power, you get health. You get health still on enemies.
Yeah, but I don't drop enough orbs of power.
You can generate it by mods, so you can generate an Orb of Power by getting like a multi-kill with a primary or a secondary.
See, I know I'd have to min-max it all to that, and then I
It's
just
not that
wouldn't
much.
be able
It's just
to
helmet
use...
mods.
Yeah, but I'm just like I don't want to have to do all that because I'm happy with what I have with solar. And I'm
Unfortunately,
curious
you've
to
got
see what they do with the solar.
You've got to wait a while because that's not the next one. Apparently,
That's
is
the
Arc.
that's the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine.
Which is a shame,
Well,
really.
I'm
because
happy.
In my sort of tier list of abilities, I think Arc is like way down the bottom, then Stasis.
Well, Arc is speed. Arc's more.
I've never
speed
find
one.
Arc useful, not once.
Arc is good for if you're a warlock. It's good for crowd clearance because you can switch to the electric one where you just hover around, just electrocuting like mini people. It's also good against the Vex because they're more of a electric class, Arc class resistance. And then it depends on what because it's the Cabal and the Scorn and the Hive for this one predominantly.
Yes.
And they're mostly Void weakness, I find. Like they have the solar one as well. So if you're running Void or solar, you're more likely to deal damage to those than you are, because I think the Vex are the ones that are weaker to the Arc ability. So
No, Vex
if it's
is Void.
Arc,
So it's only shield matching that makes a difference. If it depends on what shields they run.
yeah, no, but I think the Vex are like more because they're robots. So
No, Vex are the more Void, like the Minotaurs. They have Void shields.
Mm.
Hive tend to have normally they're solar shields, but once again depending on
The
what ability
Scorn
you're
is
doing to
solar.
change them. But default Vex
Oh, yeah.
is Void. Hive is usually solar. I found Fallen as Arc.
Taken a Void.
I think Taken's just everything. I don't think I've ever noticed a specific one.
I think Taken of mostly Void. There might be solar as well because I think some of the
Like I said, they all shift depending on what ability you're doing.
Oh yeah. But
Unfortunately,
what did you think?
I've not had time to test out the glaives yet. I've not unlocked it.
I hate the fucking.
No, I mean the new ones.
It
I mean the
pisses
exotic
me.
ones. But
I
they're so
still
dopey
hate...
occasionally. If you just want to have a stupid time, you just hop in the throne world, whop out a glaive, and just sort of stabbing everything. It's a really
Yeah,
stupid
but I don't
animation.
even like that because I have a sword, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? This thing's so much shitter than my sword.
Well, it doesn't
It's
take
slow.
Any
Yeah, but it's slower, and it's got a shit shield that when I was playing it just didn't work. Like you'd block a thing and it just wouldn't. Like when I was trying to do the one where where we got stuck in that little corridor bit where you have the two wizards spawn, and then when you have that knight and the Scorn or whatever it is at the start, and you drop down after those like goopy like platformy bit, and you get to that like underground bit.
Oh yeah.
And it's orange, and then you have the two wizards spawn, and then you have they're like the it's like the light ones where they cut they.
I think I know what about.
And then there's at the back of the room like a bunch of like knights shooting at you, and you push up and then push one side, and then one wizards will spawn. If you push too far forward, the other one will spawn. That bit. When I was trying to use the glaive as like a shield, it just wouldn't fucking block anything. I just kept getting wiped. Like every time I tried to use it just wouldn't. And it's meant to be like a shield. It's meant to protect you. It just did nothing. And I was just like, ugh. And it's meant to be like get good against the light bearers. It's shit. I just don't think it worked when I was using it. So I just went, no, I'm not using it. I refuse to use this shit.
Well, the exotic glaives, they can drop a shield similar to it's like a miniature Wall of Dawn.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool feature. I want to try it out, but yeah, I've not unlocked it yet. There's also a couple of season pass weapons as well, with Dead Messenger and Grand Overture. I've not really liked either of those when using them. I don't think I've given it too much. However, I do feel like this season has been Destiny 2's best starting season, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because normally, and there's a reason for that, most of the time the first season is always the worst in a sort of a year lineup, just due to the fact the Bungie focus all their resources on making the DLC.
Yeah.
And I think past years have problems of trying to tell another story in a different season. Whereas this season, they've actually decided to scrap that idea and go, do you know what? Let's just do an extension to the Witch Queen. And it's worked so much better because of it.
I would. Did you do any of that? What's her name? The Rhino lady? The Cabal lady?
Yeah, Kaito.
Did you do any of her stuff?
Yeah, as I was saying,
'Cause I think I did like
I did it. I completed it.
Yeah, I think I did like one. I haven't finished that.
It is a lot shorter than last year. Or last year, I mean, just any seasons in general. It's a lot shorter, this one.
Yeah, I just didn't care much. I was just like, I don't know who you are because you got introduced during Beyond Light, and I was just like, I don't care.
No, she got introduced during season 2 of Beyond Light.
Yeah, exactly. Beyond Light.
Do you know the story behind it at all?
She's the daughter of the raid guy. Yeah, the raid guy.
Yeah, so apparently Kaito wanted to take over the Guardians, and she wanted the Guardians to join her empire.
Right.
And we were like, well, no, Guardians don't want to do that. So then she was like, okay, I declare a war on you. And then we won, and then she was like, okay, I won't do it anymore.
I'll be your friend.
But we'll have an alliance instead.
Yeah, I always felt weird because I was like, I think they had to justify it in the story. There's like a moment where they go, these Cabal aren't the ones that are good. These are the ones that we're not friends with.
Yeah,
so
they do. Yeah,
like,
they say like, oh, these
yeah.
Cabal aren't supposed to be here. You can kill them at will.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this justifies the killing because they've done that with the Fallen, because we have the Fallen as friends now in the towers and stuff, right?
Yes, but it's only House of Light.
Yeah.
Is that Fallen House?
So we're still allowed to kill all the Fallen, but we're not allowed to kill the House of Light ones, and it's just like we're slowly becoming friends with the enemy. And I reckon it's all going to be the power of friendship that takes down the big bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of an interesting state, Destiny, with the next 2 DLC. Sort of wondering what's happening. I know that with the Disciple, they faced supposedly the biggest enemy they've ever faced in Destiny, which was Rook, I want to say his name is. And that was like the most powerful. It's so powerful. It's unreal if you see the lore.
Yeah.
And supposedly that boss fight is really difficult. Even on normal mode, it can just one-shot you. And you have, 6 lives?
Yeah. Well, you get more. Yeah, I imagine, yeah. Because it's raid, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you think of the story? Because I enjoyed it. I don't think the reveals were as big as, like, Forsaken's were. Because, like, I kind of was expecting a lot of it. I was like, I reckon she died or something and got resurrected by the ghost as the story was progressing.
I think I like more what it's setting up, what it's doing, that sort of
I did
way.
like the reveal that the Hive basically lied to all of them for ages, like the Hive gods. I liked that reveal.
Yeah, because it was the Witness who did everything behind the scenes, and like I think that's what I've enjoyed about this. It actually feels like the story's going somewhere. Whereas all the other
we have a big bad to shoot rather than just darkness.
Yeah, and it wasn't just sort of done and dusted already. This story has been a lot more open-ended, especially with Imaru going off and escaping. Basically saying, we're going to see Sabathun again.
Is Imaru the ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could never remember the ghost's name.
I could just imagine us fighting alongside Sabathun at some point. I think that's what's going to happen.
I reckon we're going to fight alongside all of the enemies. Because I reckon we're going to have the Fallen, we're going to have the Hive, we're going to have... we've got the Cabal as well. So I reckon... What's the next one? Which one's the next one? Are we going to have
Vex.
the Vex?
We won't get the Vex. Vex will not be on our side. Because the Vex are part of the darkness. Same with Taken as well.
Yeah, well then that's more of just like because they run the timeline and shit like that.
Because something that you learn in Beyond Light is Clovis Bray made the Vex gateway to bring the Vex from the future, and he brought the darkness with the Vex. So it's actually Clovis Bray that caused a lot of the problems.
Oh.
Beyond Light was a massive reveal. Like honestly, that really
I know, and that's why it pissed me off that it was such a shit DLC for me because I was just like,
but apparently the raid's amazing. Like the raid story wise is amazing.
Beyond Light is just an annoyance to me because apparently so much shit happened, and I was just like, I can't be asked to play any of it because I hate this stupid ability that you introduced. and it just breaks everything, and I'm just tired, and I don't want to play it. And then all of this great DLC story, because I enjoyed the story of Beyond Light. I genuinely did
It was
enjoy
just
it.
the
I just
stasis ability you hated.
it was just the stasis ability and the fact that it was so broken and so fun to play against that it just broke me, and I was just like, well, no, you've lost me. Until you fix this, I'm leaving. And it's still kind of not fun to play against. The only thing I like about stasis is that you have the weapon mod where it basically gives you when you kill them, it freezes and builds a little barricade. I like that.
Yeah.
That's about it. Because I'm just like, unless it's...
I was quite gutted when the DLC came out that they didn't revamp all the other DLCs. Also, not all the other subclasses.
But
I really thought that's
yeah.
what they were going to do, and they just didn't do it. And I was like, oh.
I still don't like I still don't like I think the best way they did it was in Destiny 1 with that little perk thing, and you could just pick and choose what you wanted, and you earned it, and you earned over time. Whereas this one is just kind of it's just pick a triangle or pick a one of the three options, and then
But that's not how the new revamps are though. The revamp
I know,
are more
but they're
Destiny
trying
1.
to go back to Destiny 1's, yeah. But I still don't.
Well, it's similar. It's not quite the same because
No, because you
Destiny
get to
1 was still picking
well,
trees.
you buy the DLC. You buy them now. You don't actually earn them.
Yes, you
through-
don't really
through
buy them.
using-
You get them free, and they're just 1,000 glimmer each one.
Yeah, but you still buy them.
Yeah, but it's not really.
Whereas the other one, you earn them and then you buy them. I think you still earn them and buy them in this one. I wasn't paying any attention when I was doing it because I was just like, oh, I could just buy these? Cool.
I think the reason why they're not doing that is because everyone's already had those abilities, and they're just sort of changing it now.
I guess.
Because you're not adding other things, just highly customizable. That's the difference. Instead of just being able to pick one of three branches, you can pick different aspects from each of those branches.
Mm.
But in the new subclasses, you still only pick 4 things,
Yeah, I know. It still bugs me.
and you normally pick 4 things on the 3 branches. However, you can just pick any 4 of those 12.
Yeah. I really hope they don't fuck up Solar. Because if they take away my...
They're not going to take anything away. They'll just be more
yeah, but I'll just
modifiable.
have to build... Yeah, but I don't want... If they make it so that the things that I want are, tied to one square, I'm going to be really annoyed.
No, it won't be. Have you actually look at the Void one or the Stasis one?
I didn't.
Actually, to be honest, don't look at the Stasis one, because the Stasis one, you have to do what you said. You have to earn it. You have to earn all the separate things.
Oh yeah, because you had to do that. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. The fact that they are taking DLCs away and
Oh
story
yeah,
and
that
stuff.
is. Although it wasn't as bad this time. It's not as mad as last time.
Yeah, I still don't like it. I understand their reasoning. They don't want to have a Call of Duty on their hands where it's 200 gig file sizes.
Well, what's the other option? You can either have a massive game, or you have to take things away, or you don't get any more updates.
I would
what would you rather
have the massive game. I'd rather have the massive game.
But they can't do that because of so many people
I
don't
know,
have
because...
huge internet speeds.
Yeah, I know. But I'd like an option. You have the option to just like Call of Duty does, where you have the option to stop DLCs.
Yeah, I think they want to do that, but it's a lot harder to do that in Destiny.
I figure because
it's a lot more, everything's integrated with each other rather than
you'd have raids and strikes and all of that be locked, but then you'd have to and you'd have people who don't have the stuff. I get why. It just
what I
bugs
don't
me.
understand is why do they have to just insist on getting rid of the content that goes with those locations?
Also, get rid of Gambit. Because who the fuck plays Gambit?
Supposedly, they're actually adding a new game mode soon.
Well, good. Get rid of Gambit, because Gambit's so broken and I fucking hate it.
I think it's next season add a new game mode.
Gambit's such a broken thing, because people just... Because I was looking it up, because I was like, why is this such an annoying game mode to do? And it's the when people can spawn in on the other side, because it gives you no indicator, but it gives them all your location. So it's the fact that people can just bum rush you, and because you get it fucking adds health back to the boss. If they just keep bum rushing you, and then you can't do anything because you can't put mods down, the enemies down on their side because you've got a thing on, and then they just keep spamming theirs, and then they can just do all that, and then people just bum rush the damage on the boss.
Well, Destiny have just released a lab version of Gambit, where it's the invasion's opposite way around. So instead of just having huge momentum on your side, which is bank all your modes, then you can stop everyone else banking modes, then you go into invade and then you kill everyone else, and then they can't recover, right? Because that's the problem with it.
it's whoever gets the most modes for modes of
Whoever
life
gets
first.
25 modes first and has a good fighter on their team wins straight away. So they actually changed in this new labs variant. They make
they
it
also
so
got
the
rid of it
opposite
from
team.
3 matches to 1.
Yeah, which no, I do understand that. I do get that because it took too long. Gambit match was too long. People don't have that big attention span.
Yeah. I kind of like the 3 because it was like, you get a chance to recover.
Yeah, well, honestly, you might as well just go for the next game at that point. It's just a different game, right? You're not really losing anything.
I guess, but...
Yeah, so the new labs one is invasion switched around. So instead of an invasion portal spawning on your side when you get 25 motes, it spawns on the other side.
So they can invade you.
So they invade you.
I just don't think it's that fun a game mode.
Modes.
I just don't think it's that fun a game mode.
No.
Because it's like the only one that you can do with 4 people, so it's like useful. But like, I'd still rather just do Crucible if I had 4 people on my fire team.
I think I'd rather do Dares of Eternity.
True, that's also there.
Because I think Dares of Eternity, you don't want to do it constantly, but it's pretty fun if you just do it every now and then. Because it's so stupid and dopey.
Yeah, but it's just, there's only one version of it.
Yeah, that's true. There's only one map. However, at least you do get different enemies spawning each time in different rounds.
Yeah, I still don't like that. I always pick the wrong one when it goes.
I know, look, same. I always pick the wrong one too.
That was a really weird experience going back to Destiny and then having that weird horse and just going, oh, yep, okay, there's a horse now, Zer's got a horse.
It's the stupidest thing, but I love it.
Oh, the horse is angry at you. The horse is unpleased. The horse is pleased. I'm like, what the fuck?
What is this horse doing? Why is there a horse here? No one explains this. Why is there a horse?
Well, they do explain it. I just haven't done any of the story missions or the challenges that get you this unlock of backstory for Zer and all of these 9 and the Taken and all of these challenges. And I have to go and look up YouTube videos and do it if I really want to. Because I just don't have the time. That's the biggest issue with Destiny is just I don't have the time to play it anymore. Like when I first bought it when I was 16, and then I fucking just kept going with it, and I just had all the time in the world, and I was a boy, and I was just like, yes, this is the first 16 game I could buy legally, and I will buy it, and then I will get it, and this will be like, yes. And then I just played it for hours and hours and hours, even when it was just base game and there was nothing.
There's nothing to do, just in there, just killing things in the Cosmodrome.
It was so sick, and I was just like, yes. And then all the DLCs came out, and I was like, yes, more content. And then I've bought every content DLC since. And then they've taken it away from me. And I'm just like, I can't justify this game to people at this point. Because it's just like, oh, what can I do? Well, you need to pay
to do anything.
It's free to play, and then there's nothing to do. Because they've taken all the story stuff out.
I think what they should have done is keep Forsaken in and remove the New Light campaign and just made Forsaken free. Because that New Light campaign is one of the worst campaigns I've ever seen in my life. It's so bad.
I haven't played it because
New Light, it's so bad. You literally just go to this location.
It's just the first.
Go to this location. Go to this location.
Isn't it just first mission of Destiny 1?
No, it's not even that.
Oh, did they take that one away? Because that was what they originally had.
Yeah.
When people originally started,
when you spawn in, it is very similar atmosphere, right? But it's the
Cosmodrome. I don't know why they brought the Cosmodrome back to do nothing with it.
That's what I was thinking. There's nothing to do there. There's absolutely nothing to do.
Oh, nostalgia. That's what I mean. It's just like, oh, you took away the Forsaken stuff, but you added the Cosmodrome for no real reason because there's like nothing there. I was very surprised that there's even a vendor there.
Yeah, but the vendor doesn't do anything. There's nothing to do.
It's just like, oh, you can run around.
And to be honest, it was Nessus now. What's Nessus doing? It looks great, but what am I going to do there?
It's a location for Zer to go to.
At no point I haven't been there for years. Such a useless location.
Poor Exodus Black, man. She has nothing to do.
There's nothing to do there.
Yeah.
At this point, EDZ, to be honest, is pretty useless as well. Nothing to do there either.
Yeah.
I think there's more to do at EDZ than there is other locations.
Yeah, Nessus, well, I barely go to the EDZ. I'm just there's nothing.
Same. I do barely go to, but there is sometimes, because there is a lot of things in EDZ, and they kind of do rope you back into it, I've noticed.
I'm sure, yeah.
Dreaming City as well. There isn't a lot there. It's just pretty much Throne World. I think that's, honestly, just go everything else apart from the Throne World. You don't need it. The Throne World's great.
Yeah, no.
The Throne World is what you want for a location. That is how you do it. I actually, do you think any location in any Destiny game is better than the Throne World?
There was, it was Titan. Was that the first? That was one of the first ones in Destiny 2
Titan's
with the oil.
Titan Destiny
with
2,
the-
yeah, the Blue Moon.
Yeah, it was the oil rig.
Yeah,
one.
that one.
That was shit. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, that was awful.
Um,
IA was pretty bad as well.
which one was I? I liked Mars. Like the.
I
Was
do
that
like
IA?
Mars, but once again,
No, which one was the one with the? What was the one that came with Osiris? That was Mars, right?
the one with Osiris was Mercury.
Ah, Mercury. Yeah, I liked Mercury.
But there's nothing there. There's literally just one public event. That's it.
Well, it's the Infinite Forest, man. You just run
But
around.
you can't even go in there in open world. It's only for
Oh yeah,
missions.
no, yeah. I like the moon. The moon is the best place because
Why is the moon the best place?
it's the hive architecture I really like.
I mean, you have that in Throne World.
Yeah, but I don't like the white.
For goodness sake.
I like the gritty gothic, like red and grey. It's also got Eris Morn, which is my bae. She's great. Her stupid missions. I think it's got the most fun dungeons as well.
I'm not sure. But I don't.
I really like the dungeons on the moon.
My favorite dungeon is Prophecy.
So that's the new one, right?
No, the new one's Grasp of Paradise. That's the one we did.
Oh, that one's fine. Which
No,
one's
no,
Prophecy
the
again?
one I like is Prophecy. The one we did together,
Yeah.
where you have that. It's a Taken one with like the Cabal boss in the middle, like the Taken Cabal in the middle. The moats.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of that one.
Yeah, but I think you're in the minority. I'm pretty sure everyone says Prophecy.
Is that the one where you have to
It's the moats.
you get the white and the black motes, and
Yeah.
then you deposit them in specific places, and then you. I do like that one, but I do like the. Well, I can't remember what the fuck it is, but it's
Pit
the
of
one with the
Heresy.
big Minotaur, and yeah, and you have to navigate through
Minotaur?
the. No, not Minotaur. Ogre.
Oh yeah.
The two massive unkillable ogres that you have to like avoid, and then you have like the stupid swinging like batarang.
I've learned now
barricade
Pit
thing.
of Heresy is actually too easy.
I'm sure it is, but like
Especially with the
I haven't been
my
back-
weapon loadout. It was just
I
too
haven't,
easy.
I haven't done many of the dungeons. Like I haven't had enough time to do a lot of it, and you need to. I could probably do it solo, but I like doing it with people, so it's just whenever people are on. I don't think I've done the one in. I think I've done the one in the tower like once.
That's Prophecy, right? That's Prophecy.
Yeah, I think I've done. I
Yeah.
think I've only done that like a couple times. I don't think I do that one very often.
You only ever did it once, and that was with me when we did it recently.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished it. I think I've done it, but I've never finished it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've just gone bored, and I'm just like.
Well, no,
I
it's because
don't-
you always got stuck on that first boss fight.
No, it's because I got bored.
No, we could do the first boss fight. Actually, no, the first time we attempted it was when you were under level. You and Mike.
No,
were-
because that one's been there before, and I've done that one before. I've tried to do that one before this DLC.
Well, yeah, of course, we have, but we never completed it before this DLC.
But I didn't enjoy doing it because it wasn't even when you were there. Because I've done it with Mike and James and stuff like that.
We just couldn't complete it.
Yeah, I got bored, and I've tried to do a solo as well, and I just got bored because I'm just like I just don't enjoy this one.
Now, I enjoyed that one. That was a challenge because the other ones I find are too easy. Apart from maybe Grasp of Aravice, but I think the last boss fight I don't know. Maybe the weapons we were using just weren't great because it just took us too long to do.
Speaking of weapons, what do you think of the weapon crafting? Because I don't give a shit about it. I think it doesn't add anything.
No, I like it. I like it because people keep going on the internet saying, "Oh, this Zer's got a god roll or something," but you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what a god roll is, and also it depends on what you wanted to run. So I like the fact that you can level up a gun, and you can make your gun fit to your playstyle. Because
Yeah, but
having random rolls, this RNG luck, you don't actually know what's good. You don't even know what's there. If you're new to Destiny, you don't know.
Yeah,
what
I
traits
know,
you
I
can
know
have on
that
gun.
you don't know. I just don't think it's that useful because it's only 4 mods.
Well, yeah,
'cause
that's all guns only have 4 mods.
Yeah, but I don't think that useful. Like,
But there's 8
'cause
different
every
options you can have.
I don't think it helps that much because every time I've done it, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get this, and then I just put it to the same thing, and then it's just like, oh, all my guns feel the same now, and I'm just like, there's no.
Well, no, but the whole point is that you have to level up afterwards. So you have to build it first, and then you have to do loads of XP using.
Yeah, but I
it.
just don't feel like the guns like feel different because they all just have the same mods and perks on them now. Because it's just like, oh, I have a scout rifle. I'll just put the same mods on that I had before. So it just.
Well, no,
all
but you
feels-
wouldn't want the same mods on like a scout rifle and a pulse rifle. You'd have different mods for each
Yeah,
one.
but I'm just saying, when I use a scout rifle, they all feel the same now because they all have the same mods. They don't have that random roll element to them, so they don't feel different.
Well, it's only when you craft it. If you still pick them up randomly and throughout battle, you can.
Yeah, but then what's the point of keeping one that you haven't put mods on because you're just like, well, look, I'll keep this one because it's got my mods and I put effort into it. And then it's just like, oh, do I burn all the
Well, no,
time?
you would.
I got the
Like,
exact
that's the
same
point.
gun
Like,
with a different mod.
You play the game now for end game content, and you find which guns you want to use, and then you use them. Most people who play end game content, they will have like a set of guns with a set of mods, and then you'd also have different mods for maybe different guns for PvP and PvP. I know you don't probably play Crucible, and you probably don't do end game content that much, so you only have one set of weapons for your activities. Whereas other people who probably play the game more than us, they will have as different gun sets and different mods for raids, PvP, Gambit, PvE, and they'll just have loads of different weapons that they store in their vault for various use case scenarios, and then you can have those different mods suited to those activities. So now you can have different guns that work better for different things instead of just having one gun. So that also means there's now more of an advantage to PvP, even on sort of non-light level and advantaged ones.
I guess I just find it doesn't, for me at least. I just find that I end up putting the same stuff on,
which makes sense because, like I said, you probably just do mainly strikes and just free roam, right?
Pretty much.
So if you're always doing the same things, then for your situation, you would only.
But that's why I like having.
But at the end of the day,
randomness.
if you found one gun and you like that gun, no matter when you pick up other guns, you'll still go back to that one gun.
True.
So what's the difference?
I am a kind of annoyed though that they because they light capped a lot of guns from the previous DLCs.
Well, yeah, but that was only in Shadowkeep. There's only certain guns that are light capped now. Most of them you can still. They got rid of that.
All the guns I had pre this DLC were light capped, so I ended up having to switch all my guns out.
I'm pretty sure it's only Shadowkeep weapons.
Yeah, but I had
And exotics aren't light capped ever.
No, because I had Osiris, like Warmind. I think is that the Osiris one? Which was the Osiris one?
No, Osiris was Curse of Osiris.
Curse of Osiris, yeah. I had those ones. I had those weapons, and those were light capped, so you can't go over 1350.
Yeah, it's weird. No. There's only certain guns got light cap, but the rest didn't.
All the guns that I had that I really enjoyed and were like, yes, these are good guns, got light capped. And that pissed me off, because I was just like, God damn it. Now I can't, there's no point keeping any of these, because, like, they're just useless, because I can't make them go high light levels, so I'd just be basically nerfing myself every time I wanted to use them.
Well, in terms of legendary guns, I've not really found anything I like in this DLC apart from one SMG. No, funny enough,
I like
SMG.
the Gnawing Hunger. That's my auto rifle.
I think I just haven't really had a chance to use it because, like I said, I just run the Austria Streak away whenever I can on PvE because it's just that good.
It's a good like crowd control.
It's very good crowd control. I haven't noticed a better primary weapon for crowd control than that.
Oh, mine's secondary. Gnawing Hunger is a secondary weapon. It's I need to find one with better stats on it though. But it is like I have it. So this weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. The steady rounds magazine is optimized for recoil and control. Subsistence trait: defeating a target partially reloads the magazine from reserves. So if you just constantly just shoot and clear like the low level thrall and stuff like that, you can just basically continuously fire for ages, and it's really useful. I like that perk.
So what would you like to see in future Destiny DLC?
Bring back
next seasons.
Bring back the Red Death.
That's not going to happen, but
they should. It was my favorite gun in Destiny, and they need to bring it back. They brought it back as a hand cannon, and it pissed me off because I hate hand cannons. Because they brought back the perk of the when you kill something, you get like vampiric, and it drains theirs, and you get health back. And I miss that gun so much because it looked cool. It was a pulse rifle, which are my favorite type of gun. I have grown on scout rifles a lot more though, because I do like scout rifles now because they have a challenge to them. Stuff I'd like to see. I want to see that actual bad guy do something.
The Witness?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so, because... Well, what do you think is going to happen in the next DLC, Lightfall?
You said it was Hive, right? No, Vex.
No, I didn't say it's Vex. I just said Vex are bad.
Who is the next big bad... Who are the next enemy?
We don't know.
From the deal. Yeah. What do we
People
have?
think it's the Pyramids. It will be the Pyramids.
Oh, I'd love Pyramid Head in it. From the Silent Hill games.
So yeah, I don't know if they're going to release a new enemy. I kind of want them to.
They should, because they've been teasing it, because they were like, oh, the Scorn, they're new, No, they're just a variant of the
Fallen.
Hive? Fallen, yeah.
And to be honest, they're taken even variants of all the other creatures.
I fucking hate the Scorn. Because those fucking little cunts with the swingy, like, mallet things.
Yeah, and the snipers as well. The snipers
In
are
that
stupidly
in the one
overpowered.
where we have to go get Sagira, those
Yeah,
cunts
yeah.
are annoying as hell. Because they're just so they have so much health. And trying to avoid getting hit by the big boss whilst avoiding those little cunts. Those little cunts kill me so many times. Like, they just pissed me off. But no, I don't really know. I trust. I've always enjoyed Bungie's story. Like, as much as people rag on the game for not having a story at the beginning of Destiny, they've built a really interesting world that I actually do care about quite a bit. And I haven't been involved in quite a while with the story and like finding out all the details because I just kind of dropped off for a bit because of Beyond Light. And then apparently this one's Beyond Light's got the best story, and I was just like, but the mechanics pissed me off.
Yeah, we must do that Deepstone Crypt, because Deepstone Crypt is what releases the story.
Right.
That's all to do with Clover Spray and stuff. Sort of like the origin of the darkness. Almost.
Oh, I do like the moment where all of the Guardians and like the higher ups are there, and you can clearly tell they didn't want to hire them for voice lines, so they're just like, I'm so emotional right now. And
do you know there's one guy who did all of them?
What?
One guy acted out everybody in that scene.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny.
And because Destiny showed the behind the scenes of it, and it's just this one guy in his garage, and he had to kind of just put loads of props everywhere, so he had to know where everyone was standing.
Mm.
And it was so. And you can
But
see
it's like
him
we got Lord Saladin, and it's like this emotional moment where Ikora and Zavala are like, the Traveler, why is it giving her the power? And it's just like, and everyone's just standing there, just like, I'm so emotional, but I'm silent because they don't want to pay the voice actors, clearly.
Yeah, it's really funny. And there's also like another woman who's showing she has to do the captures for the emotes. So there's like a hugging one, and she had to sort of hug a dog for that in a capture suit. It was during lockdown, so they couldn't do anything.
Oh yeah. I do like the wobbling hat emote.
It's so stupid, it was great. Someone's motion captured that.
Yeah. I imagine they've motion captured way too much stuff. And I would love to see the unreleased footage of all of the emotes just non-emoted.
That'd be great. Make an NFT.
Don't make it. What was your favorite? Well, I think we already asked this question, but yours was the cunning, right?
Communion.
Favorite story mission? Communion. Yeah.
The one I loved and hated was the penultimate one.
What, the last chance?
Is that it? Was that what it's called?
There's
one
the
where you
last
have-
chance and then the ritual.
The last chance, yeah. I love and hate that one because of how difficult it is. It's one I helped you with on how to get to.
Oh, yeah, the final boss one was like really challenging because I was like, oh yeah, we got to the end. And then I was like, I'm struggling with this. And then it was just like, oh no, Dan was like, oh no, there's more. And I was like, oh, god damn it.
Oh, the end boss fight is so long. I think that's actually
Well,
the
that's
longest
thing. They
boss
really
fight they've ever
fleshed
done.
these out. Like, all of these are like hour-long missions.
Because
which
I
is-
remember all the other boss fights, they're all pretty short, really. They weren't that long.
Yeah, you do a couple things, you do the standard 3 things, and then it would move on.
Yeah, but then no, this boss fight was long. There was so much to it.
I do feel like it was a little dragged out.
Maybe, but I like that. Savathun is a massive enemy.
Big
Big
boss,
enemy.
yeah.
And I would rather have it dragged out than shortened.
Oh yeah. No, I did enjoy it. I think it was just that we were kind of getting dragged along because you had finished the DLC, and at this point I was just so frustrated. I literally rang you up and was like, "Just come help us."
Yeah, I was on my way home from a carry or something. You're like,
Well, because I was literally, it was on a Monday, and I was like, I gotta finish it now, because otherwise I have to do all of this again before the reset. And I just couldn't be asked, so I was just like, Dan, join us, help. You're highlight level, just join. Like, I can do this, it's possible, but it's gonna take so long, and I don't have this time, because I have to do this before the reset. I'm gonna be selfish, I'm gonna ring you up, I'm gonna make you come on, I don't care what you're doing. I just need to get this finished so that I could, because it'd been a month and I hadn't finished the story.
yeah, it took you so long. I think I finished it in a week.
Well, I had to keep going back and helping people.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
but I didn't do that. I was like, nah.
You were just like, oh yeah, you and Jamie were just like, yeah, we'll just do it together. And I was just like, okay, cool. I just ended up having to go back and help like 3 other people do the story.
Yeah.
Because I ended up helping. I did the story again with Mike. I did the story again with James. I did the story again with I did the story with you, and I did the story with Dan. I did it with I did it with 6 people, and I had to do it like 5 times, like the story again 5 times. I think the only 3 missions that I haven't done multiple times are the last 3. No, the last 2.
Yeah.
I think they're the only 2 that I've only done once. I think everything else I've done at least 3 times over. And it was so frustrating because we were doing it on legendary difficulty every time, and then it was just like, oh my god, this was so painful the first time, and now I have to do it again. And
I just having to keep doing it over and over again. You're like, this is too much.
And then because the game hates me and everyone else just levels up stupidly fast and does has all the time in the world to just do all the season pass and stuff like that, and they can just level up and get like stuff quickly. I'm just like, I don't have time to do all of this, but I can only do the story stuff. And then I'm just like, so everyone's a higher light level, everyone's a higher season ranking than me, and I'm just like, fuck's sake.
But anyway, I think I don't have anything else to say.
No, I think we've rambled on for a good while, and I do enjoy it. And maybe we'll do a even smaller TBOness if we ever do the raid or something, just to see what we think.
Honestly, our group is never doing that raid. We are never ever doing Val the Disciple.
Well, we couldn't even do the Vault of Glass.
No, we could not. We struggled on that.
Well, it's because I think we had people who were under level. Well, barely scraping the level, and then we were just
it wasn't the light level, so
people.
it's not the light level, it's the guns they have, because some people are only running blue gear.
Yeah.
And blue gear is pretty bad.
I imagine if we did it again this point, we wouldn't be.
Yeah, I think also because we have a bit more of a strategy next time, but
yeah.
One day.
We'll get there.
I'd love to do a tier list. I'd love to do a TBO of ranking our Destiny 2 endgame content.
True. Maybe. We'll get there.
One day.
By the time the next DLC comes out, we'll have done it, hopefully, maybe. Never know. I doubt it.
Yeah, unlikely.
I've got Lego Star Wars to play now, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So, we hope you enjoyed this. Again, content on this channel is going to be sporadic, because we're both very, very busy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really, Easter happening.
And
bit of an Easter break, apart from this.
We don't get paid for, whereas we both have jobs, and we both need to get paid. And this is kind of just a drain on our finances. So when it comes to getting paid or continuing to do this, we'll come back to this, and we'll do this when we have free time. But yeah, I think for at least about a month, we're going to be a little sporadic on content. So
yeah, so
pay us.
We'll see you anyway. We'll see you around.
Yeah, pay us, and then we'll do more.
Please, donate money, please. We need it.
If you want more Destiny 2, if you want to join us, on Destiny 2, chuck us your name and maybe we'll add you.
Yeah, true. Maybe we should create the TFE Discord server.
Maybe we should do a lot of things. We should do a Destiny. We can get people to join our clan. It'll be fun.
Yeah, people can just shout us down the microphone saying how much we suck.
Yeah, and how much they hate our podcast.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do a live episode playing Destiny 2.
Possibly. No. That'd be on the YouTube channel, though. That wouldn't be ever on the actual podcast.
No, we'd upload it as a podcast. It'd just be just us yelling at each other for an hour. Just trying to do a strike or something. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time, and fare ye well.
Bye-bye.